See, anyway, so what I'm actually doing now, guys, is I'm full of knowledge right now. I'm making sure that I'm just expanding myself over here completely to go where I can go speak more words of encouragement towards you guys. So I'm saying straight away that what I want to do is help myself to deliver information services. And I'm looking for better ways of thinking and doing things. I'm understanding straight away how I feel. And I feel different. I feel that no matter what, I've learned much more about how Q Space Hotel is and how it's very different in comparison to what's happening in terms of the world. I'm learning very quickly about life and interest for myself, and I'm learning to have a greater time for myself over here. So no matter what, I'm learning how it's more different in terms of traveling and how travel is much more in the empathy of life. You have to understand straight away that I have trouble coming up with my mum. But I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky to have this kind of travel going on. And it's much more how I feel. So what I want to do is stick close to family. I want to stay close to family because family gives me the opportunity to make my own family, and it also gives me the opportunity to just live a greater lifestyle. I realise anyway, honestly, it's much more how I feel. And I've seen Q Space Hotel now. I've seen what I succumb to as well, and I see how the lifestyle is with Q Space Hotel. I understand straight away it's very different. And what's so different about it? Actually, it's just the space. I see the space in Q Space Hotel is very small in space, and if you want to help yourself to deliver content, then you have to understand straight away how you need to grow yourself differently, and you have to help yourself to deliver content much greater. And that's how it feels to grow life. And then guess what? I promise you, after 20 years or 30 years of working, you work to accumulate one house for yourself. But it's much more how people save for retirement from that point on. And I see how it is. And I see people get themselves into a mortgage rate. And it's much more how I feel. I feel that if a woman and man are working together in combination to finance a house that they have, it's much more how much more you have to do in terms of much greater work of encouragement to understand straight away that the aspect of life that's really very important for you to deliver is content, and content is king. So if you watch every single day what's happening all the time in terms of life, you can see straight away how it feels, and you have to understand straight away it's just the way it is, yeah. And you have to understand how to grow yourself differently, yeah. And focus upon helping yourself to deliver that content greater. So I'm understanding straight away that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life. I'm looking to help myself to enunciate myself much greater. I'm looking for better ways to improve. I'm looking for greater ways of techniques. I'm looking for better ways to improve myself over here with words of encouragement daily. And I'm learning very quickly about business and skills. I'm learning to appreciate myself, but I woke up early at the Q Space Hotel today. I woke up early. Woke up around 5 o'clock in the morning. And why is that? Well, I just woke up very quickly. And it's more how I understand straight away that the Q-Space Hotel I can wake up early, no worries. And it's more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that I'm encouraging myself to grow myself and to help myself to explore something different for myself. And I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying myself in the midst of everything. And as I go for a walk, I'm learning how I can never stand still. And why is that? Or if I stand still, I may lose. I mean, I never want to stand still. I want to keep moving. I want to keep moving throughout life. See, now it's a different lifestyle. I have a different lifestyle in comparison to how I have my lifestyle before. My life is very different now. So my life is much more different. And my life is much more alive today than it ever was before. And I'm learning very quickly how to understand life. And I have a better life now than ever before. And I have to go to my mum's house and I have to go overseas as well to my family over there in Serbia. And now it's going to be a different lifestyle, of course, for me. But it's much more how, if I go the single way, I have no shame in being single. I have no shame in being single all the way. And it's more how I understand Jesus Christ. So I'm understanding straight away how people are very different. And I feel that I can qualify to have those kind of women in my life, but I can only have one of those women. Or everybody can have only one woman in their life who is actually with them every single day and stuff like that. You must understand that no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning very quickly about life. I do life much more quickly, and I'm enjoying myself in the process of helping myself to grow. And I'm enjoying myself in the process of loving life to the fullest. I see how my life is going forward. I see how other people are on the train. I see how they're falling asleep on the train because they're going to work and they're falling asleep. And I wake up very early, and I'm very early waking up today, and I have no 9 to 5 work, except I'm working always to give you guys content. And since I'm actually learning something, I'm always talking, so no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how the Q-Space Hotel is very different for me. And during these times right now, I see there's a massive recession going on with coronavirus pandemic and stuff like that. And it's a recession, and it's one of those recessions that happens, and they start closing down everything because of the coronavirus is what they're blaming it on. I see they're blaming it on the coronavirus, but it's because of the banks printing money. And when the banks, I realize when the banks are printing money, the price of living is going up, while people are working like slaves to just survive throughout life, while the banks are just printing money and dumping it into the stock market, while stock prices and shares are going up because of the bank's money that's being printed. And that way the Bitcoin is going up and rising because it's a decentralized system that is going with the banks Ripple into theory that is actually driving the stock market forward, and it's the bank's printing of money that's doing it. I see. Anyway, so my economics is growing as well. I'm trying to teach people much more about life. I see. Anyway, I have much more space to walk around, but I feel good when I walk around. I feel good when I walk around. I see now I have to walk around for a bit, but I can never stand still. And it's much more how I feel. I'm feeling much more greater life certainty, and I feel I have more space over here. And yes, I have my dad too, and I went a whole lot over here. Fortunately now, I stay away from 9 to 5 job for as long as I can, because the 9 to 5 job is never the way for me. I understand that, so what I do is I move forward, and I have no crowd to support me either. And now because of that, I understand that straight away the crowd never did support Jesus Christ either. I mean, you understand? So the crowd never supports you, I mean, you understand? Unfortunately, the crowd supports only people who are for the crowd. I mean, you understand? I'm for I only, I'm never for the crowd. I mean, you understand? I'm just like Jesus Christ. I work for the crowd, but the crowd never want me. I mean, you understand? Honestly, it's all contradictory. Honestly, it's all how it is. And I feel that no matter what Jesus Christ is telling me today, that you can see the differences now. And there's a massive difference in my life. And I have to work, and I have to dwell upon life much greater. And I have to show myself to be far more greater for myself, to have that nice and beautiful way of life. That's how I feel. I feel different. I feel that no matter what, I can see straight away how I can wake up from 9 to 5. I can wake up in the morning and there's no worries. I see it's much more how Q-Space Hotel is too small for me. It's too small. And why is it too small? I see it's too small because it's just the way it is. See, it's just too small of a accommodation for me. But single and living single, I promise you, with the times that's happening, I promise you I have better with my dad. But if I had to live single, I promise you I'd live single in the Q-Space Hotel without parents. I can do it. I can do it in Sydney, Australia only. And I understand Brisbane also has the Q-Space Hotel as well. And it's much more how I feel. People going to work to 9 to 5 today. I never need to work the 9 to 5 today. I can work 24/7. And I'm looking to learn something. I'm looking to do something different. I'm looking to enjoy myself differently. And I'm performing much greater. And times are different. I mean, times are changing. And I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm enjoying myself in the process. So what I'm doing in the process is loving life. Just enjoying myself differently, yeah. And I have to walk around. I have to walk around to feel good about myself. But as I walk around, I'm learning something different. I'm learning I'm not ADHD, but I have an inability to sit still. I can never sit still. I have to keep moving. I have to move my body around. I have to move around. I mean, it's more how I feel. And it's never because of other people and who told me so. Actually, it's more how I feel. I feel that I need to move on. I need to move on. I need to move throughout life. So I see how it is traveling without parents. And it feels alone. Approach it's a lone road traveling without family. But stick to family. I mean, do you understand? I promise you. What I'm doing now is different. I'm understanding straight away the red flag in Sydney. I see Sydney's red for me and Melbourne's blue. See Perth is aqua. See Adelaide is yellow. See Darwin is brown. See Cairns is orange. I see Townsville is orange. See, it's more how it is. I see it's all different. See, anyway, I need to help myself to deliver content. I see Hobart's green. See, Brisbane is, I can just say light green. So Brisbane's light green. I see Sunshine Coast is green. See Port Stephens is green. See, I see Newcastle is blue in terms of light blue. See light blue in Newcastle. I see Port Stephens. I see Port Macquarie is light blue. I see Coffs Harbour. Coffs Harbour is blue. I see also light blue over there. I'm learning to just walk around. I went for a walk recently. I went for a walk from Coospass Hotel just to the town's, it was a town hall shopping centre at Woolworths, and I went from Coospass Hotel to the Woolworths town hall shopping centre and back to Coospass Hotel, and I figured out in the process of helping I see that I have to walk around. I have to walk around to feel good about myself. And I had to go in the night time too. I had to go walk in the night time. I see what's coming up. What's coming up is a tidal wave for me, man. It's a tidal wave of life. Jesus Christ will have to succumb to a better way of life before that happens. So Jesus Christ says, I am the way. I am the way. See, it's more how I understand straight away the security guard today. I was falling asleep in the train. See, it was just all over the place, I promise you. So there was another guy falling asleep in the train as well. See, one was like opening his eyes, but very, let's say, obese. And he's a security guard, and he's all over the place. And he has to work 9 to 5, just like everybody else. I never need to work 9 to 5 for now. I understand straight away how the money is never the way, bro. Money is never the way. I am the way. I am the way. I is the way. I is the way. I, in terms of the words, are the way. The word you speak daily is the way. So I have to figure out somehow to help myself grow. And I need to grow fast. I need to find a way to life coach myself to a better way forward. And now I have money, and I'm always going to have money. Abortion money I always have in my life, and now I always have money laying around. I can always live, but life gets easier as we go through life. But guess what? Once your life gets easier, but physically you get weaker over time. So you get weaker physically over time, but you never get weaker spiritually. So physically weaker, life gets physically weaker over time. And life becomes rigid over time. I mean, in a sense. But spiritually, life gets very strong, spiritually. And now, I'm understanding that this walking, eventually, I have to sit down, because it's too much walking then. But because I have energy to walk around, I'm just looking for better ideas. I'm investing my time to get better ideas. And there's no software out there in the planet that can help me to upload all my content online unless it's just Mega Drive. Actually, Mega Drive is the only software in the world that can help me work so fast. I promise you. And it's the most affordable one as well. And I realize it's the most affordable way for me to give you guys peace and quiet. I promise you, with my mum it's different. I promise you, although I'm learning quick about my lifestyle. I'm learning how the image of this beautiful woman, when she looks at me and she loves me so much, and the way she looks at me, and she says, "Is it your time?" I say, "Oh." Say, "Maybe." I said, now, it's much more how I did look at her, and I gave her this feeling like, yeah, I'm ready for it. I mean, she wants to get married. I mean, she wants a kid. I promise you. I can see it. So what I do is go away on being. I make sure I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm learning spiritually what to do. I'm learning to help myself to grow. But I'm alone. I'm alone in what I do. I'm alone totally in what I do. And what I say is what I do. I'm learning very quickly about life, moving forward. I understand straight away how I feel. I'm learning how to help myself. And as I help myself, I look for better ways to deal with life. And I'm helping myself to learn how to grow myself. So I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about understanding that since I have no confining spaces over here where I'm able to walk around, at least within the zone over here, I'm able to walk around much greater. I'm learning very quickly about how tides are changing, and the tide of life is changing, and the time of life is changing, and life is different. Life is different for me personally. I'm growing responsibility at the moment. I'm growing more responsible. And life says, hey, you have to be more responsible. And that's it. Actually, life forces you into the 9-to-5 job to work like everybody else. And life gives no fucks about you. And says, go and create your life with the money you have. And the best way you can succumb to life is to be a vegan, to never do drugs and alcohol, and to do more words, and to help people with more words of encouragement, and to do what Jesus Christ is doing. For us, it's the best way. I promise you, if you want the best kind of way forward, for us, Jesus Christ is the way again and again. For us, you guys need to appreciate Jesus Christ in the notion of life. So it's more how I feel. See, it's much more how you need to help yourself to grow, yeah? So I'm always looking for a way to improve myself. So I'm looking for better ways to encourage myself to grow. So what I need to do is grow myself. So if my dad says anything, I just say I came here because over there it's different. So anyway, I say everywhere is different. I say I just came here because it's much better. See, anyway, I'm learning very quickly about life. And as I grow myself, I'm helping myself to find a better way to deal with life moving forward. And I feel my way happening through life differently, and I find myself a better friend. I find myself in a great way of life moving forward, and I'm looking for help. But I'm learning how in Australia, I never want to have kids in Australia, because otherwise my dad long term is gone from this Australia, and he's gone from Australia, but my mum long term is in Germany. So if something happens to my mum, and if she dies for some reason, mostly what happens is I have to live in Australia on my own. And that's it. Mostly that's the plan. And then what I do is I hold control of the housing commission over here. I hold control of it. And I hold control, and I make sure I do the housing commission much better. I hold control of everything. I get somebody to do the lawn mowing for me, and I make sure I hold myself to dwell upon life much greater. So for myself, it's much more how I can have pets, but if I have a pet, for us it's different. For us it's much more how Qspace Hotel over here, in terms of life and going the single way through that way, is different. And it's more how I feel. I feel different. So however life wants me, can get me, I see life can get me in a different way moving forward. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying my life moving forward. I'm making sure I'm learning the artifacts of life. I'm learning how real estate agents help sell real estate around the world, and they earn commission, and 10% commission per house sold. And I'm realizing all they can really do is pick up the phone and talk to somebody and give them a great customer service, and that's it. promise you, and they earn 10% commission. Promise you, then they have to keep working as a real estate agent. And that's it. Well, you have to have a good track record of 9 to 5 work. First, have to hold the job. First, once they hold the job, first they may get leave for 2 weeks of the year. So actually, it's much more how it is. Actually, it's much more how it is. I'm learning very quickly about life. Moving forward, I'm improving myself. I see that car over here. That's my dad's car. It's much better that it's never with us. Because remove your stuff. And remove your items from this world. You never need your items from this world. I mean, all you need is yourself. I mean, just then. And that way you're going and enjoying yourself differently, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly about life. And that's it. Actually, it's much more how I feel. And I'm walking around and I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to see that life is challenging me to talk more words and to help more and to do more. So I have to understand straight away to do something to improve my life moving forward. I'm saying I'm trying my best, and that's it. Actually, everybody's on their own. Actually, those few successful people that I watch are doing all their aspects of life differently, and it's much more how it is. I see it's much more how I feel. I need to help myself grow differently here. I have to look for better ways to improve, and as I look for better ways to improve, I'm making sure I'm improving myself. I'm doing the best I can, but life is different, and that's what I can say. So I get out of my dad's way. I get out of my dad's way when he wakes up. I never want to be around him when he wakes up, because he's very arrogant when he wakes up, and he tries to tear the house down when he wakes up. And I realize he's unaware of it. I'm saying he's unaware of it because, yeah, I understand straight away that what I do is grow myself differently, and this is the life I have now. And my life is different. See, my life is all different now. I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning different aspects of life differently. I'm making sure I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm opening up for a new session of stretching. I'm looking for better ways to improve. And that's it. I mean, what can you do? I'm learning that this is exactly what I need to succeed. I just have to be my best version, always. I'm understanding how other people get a great way of life, and we deserve it. I say Cristiano Ronaldo deserves his great life, I'm sure. Of course, he deserves it because he's scoring goals. I mean, he's scoring goals. I mean, he's winning championships. I mean, he's bringing the team together in a better way. I mean, he's leading them, and that's what you need to do as a sports star. I mean, you deserve it. And you have to understand straight away how I need to help myself grow. So what I do is see straight away different images of life, but I need to be around family. I need to be where my family is. Always. Now. And for the rest of my life, I have to be where family is. I feel like no matter what, that everything's falling apart around me, and I'm the one growing. I feel honestly this way. I feel everything around me is falling apart while I'm growing. And I feel that I'm understanding that. I'm understanding the notion over here. See beautiful flowers over here in my garden. See, flowers can be so beautiful. I'm learning how birds go get sticks, and they search for sticks to place in the nest, because birds have their nest in the trees, and then they make families around themselves. So I'm understanding straight away that I'm looking for better ways to do life. So that's what I mean. I realise it's much more, it's lockdown. Actually lockdown, and it's a recession. See, a recession is going on. So what that means is it's like a depression. See people having a depression episode these days. And it's never a depression, but it's a move inside, and we're going inside. Just look for the answers inside, because it's never out there. And that's what is happening right now. And you have to accept it. You have to accept it. So no matter what I do, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to improve myself. And businesses are changing now. Actually, right now is the best time to make money. Actually, now is the best time to make all your dreams come true. Actually, especially now. Actually, now is always the best time. So what can I do to help myself grow? Actually, what I can help, I realize what I can do is help myself to grow myself differently and definitely. But tourism has been gone for 2 years now, and around 2 years the tourism in Australia has been off the shelf. Actually, people have been unable to travel around the world. But tourism is up. Tourism is going up. People can travel, but because they are unable to afford it, well, actually that's different. Well, actually they can travel anywhere they want. Well, actually people are able to travel, but the tickets are more expensive. I understand that. I see. Anyway, so what I'm doing over here is I'm learning to focus upon helping myself to do greater, and tickets have to be always more affordable for you, so you understand straight away that no matter what, that life gets more affordable only. And that way you have to understand straight away how you communicate, and how you communicate is different. And you never buy things, you just invest in things. For sure, anything that's never giving you money right now in your pocket is a liability. You understand? For sure, anything that's never bringing money to your doorstep is a liability. For sure, real assets such as real estate, and what's another one? You must understand that if you're flipping aspects of life, and if you're trying to sell aspects of life to people, that you can succeed. You have to find these people. You have to flip it. In terms of, you have to flip your phones and stuff like that to them. And you have to understand straight away how that's all small business. I see flipping is a small business idea. But creating customers and creating people who have a big business together, such as Starbucks or McDonald's, or have people and customers, employees working for them, is very different. And also do Uber Eats, and Uber drivers are working right now because they're doing Uber Eats. I'm not saying Uber's going downhill as well, because it's just the way it is. I promise you. They're going to be bought out. I promise you. There's going to be a subscription plan that takes them away. I promise you now. I'm not saying that subscription plan actually destroys them. But then guess what? Probably if they never get on the subscription plan, probably then they stand a chance. Probably they do. So anyway, so it's much more how I feel. I'm looking for better ways to improve. And I'm helping myself to never destroy companies. I mean, that's what Jesus Christ does. I mean, Jesus Christ never wants to destroy companies. But if you own a share of a company, then eventually you have to understand straight away how that share of a company can help you to be a millionaire. I mean, in a sense, so people go investing in stocks and shares, but that can never make you anything more in your words. So your words is the best way to move forward. So I'm understanding straight away how I'm learning to walk around. I'm advertising myself as greater. I'm looking for better ways to improve my life. Making sure that no matter what, that my life is improving. I need to upload content online. I need to just stay quiet, but also need to be loud. And now my YouTube channel is growing. I'm growing my YouTube channel daily. I understand people are watching me. I mean, it's just the way it is. I promise you. Now I'm understanding how I'm learning. I'm learning differently definitely how to persuade myself and how to sell myself differently. So it's much more how I feel. I feel different. So what I want to do is provide a service, yeah? See, the service is always there. And you always have to be providing a service. And that service is something greater. And that's how you actually improve. I can say you improve by delivering a service to people. And what service you give is what you get out of life. And you have to understand straight away that I'm looking for better ways to improve. I'm looking for better ways to do with life. And now, guess what? I can, however, upload everything into SoundCloud, but then forever and ever, I have to give money for that. So guess what? I'm just going to do it into Mega Drive. But then what I do is I'm understanding that I'm not saying that no matter what, that there's a lot to upload in terms of videos and stuff like that into YouTube. But that's why I upload everything into Mega Drive. I'll just move on. I'm going to deliver more content. I'm going to have a better way of more affordability and more time. And I'm understanding how people are different. And I feel much more alive. But it's all different, and life is different the more you're actually growing. And the more you grow, the better. So you have to go and put in the hours. And you have to be on your own, talking to yourself all day long. And I'm still on my own, I'm still here, but my dad's here. So my dad's here, but where is he? Or she's here somewhere. Or she's still in life. But I am my dad. I am my own dad. I mean, you understand? Or my biological dad is just around the house around here. I understand that. But I am my biological dad. I am everything. I mean, you understand? I respect my father and mother. I mean, you understand? So I have to be around my father and mother. And that's it. See, life is like that. Life says move forward and work all day long in the sun. And it gets tough. Guess what? If you're working a 9-to-5 job, your legs start to hurt. Your legs start to feel pain. I mean, you understand? And it becomes too much. And it becomes too much for you to even work it. And then you realize that you're aging. And you're getting slower in terms of weaker throughout life. And that you're able to do less and less over time. And that's how it is. And you have to understand that you have to go enjoy yourself, of course. But you need to relax and see life much more. And life is different. I mean, life is going its own way. I mean, what's to happen in this lifetime? Honestly, nobody's laughing at you. Honestly, everybody's different in terms of their success. And everybody has their own success in this lifetime. I mean, every single day, you must understand how to grow yourself. So, it's much more how it is. But I've been given another chance. I've been given another chance in life. I'm doing much better than yesterday. I'm not a smoker. I'm not a drug addict. I mean, yes, they put me on medications. But I never need the medications. I mean, you understand? So what happens is eventually they're going to take me off the medication. I'm going to ask for it. And that's it. I comply with them and I just move on. And I feel my way through life. I feel my way through happiness. I make sure of it. I make sure somehow that my life is moving forward and that I'm reaping the rewards of everything I'm doing. I understand straight away how I feel. I feel very different, guys. I feel much more honored, to be giving you this content. I feel much more alive. I feel much more of a blessing that I'm able to do content for you guys. See, eventually it's more how everything just goes away. But I gave you the words. I gave you guys encouragement. I see eventually you guys have to find my links. I see it's much more how it is. And I have full faith in it. I ask Jesus Christ, does he have full faith in what I've done? I see Jesus Christ says, yeah. I see, yeah. I see Jesus Christ has full faith in what I've done already. I keep going. I keep moving forward. I'm learning very quickly about life, yeah? I'm learning to do something. I'm working. I'm still working, yeah? I'm working my ass off. And I'm walking as well. I'm just walking as well while I'm doing it. Because I need the silence. I need the nature. I need nature around me. And it's more how I feel. I feel different. I'm improving myself. I'm enjoying myself. I'm looking for a better way. I'm understanding that there's a way to do Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? Huh. I see he says what? See anyway. See he cuts off the word I in that sentence. So I never copy him. I see, and if you smell what the rock is cooking. See, I see even the rock misses out on the word I. I'm understanding to never copy other people, but Jesus Christ says just keep the word I and never cut it out. I see something for the people's taste. Here's how Hulk Hogan says it. I see he cuts off the word I as well. I can say never cut off the word I. See, the word I makes you authentic. I see it's much more how I feel. That no matter what I'm doing now, I'm learning very quickly about life. And it's much more how I understand something. That people have no time to watch me. Regardless, I mean, how many followers do I need? Approximately none of them have time to watch me. Approximately none of them. Approximately that's it. Approximately that's all facade. Approximately followers. Approximately guess what? Approximately they have a bit of time to just see what I'm doing a bit by bit. But they have no time to really follow me. I mean, they can follow me bit by bit. And how do you read my content? I mean, the only way to read it is to speed read it. I mean, how do you do that? I'm going to say do it bit by bit. I'm going to say, yeah, say bit by bit. And go through everything. And speed read and consume content daily. And that's it. I realise anyway, I'm learning very quickly about life. But what I'm doing now is different. I'm doing a different way of life. I'm doing something new. I'm doing something more productive these days. I'm helping myself to improve myself. I'm learning how I open up different aspects of life. I'm learning how to sing along and dance along with my life, moving forward. And I'm enjoying myself in the process. And that's how I see it. I see life this way. I see life in a way of loving life to the fullest ability that I can be in. So anyway, so it's much more how I feel. I'm looking at better ways of dealing with life, but it's much more how I need to grow myself differently. And I'm looking for better ways to improve, and that's it. I see it's much more how I need to understand straight away that Q-Stress Hotel is very different. And I'm understanding that. I'm understanding that no matter what, that there's a new life for me. And it's a different life for me. And I have to grow myself with words. I have to grow myself with words during this time of recession. And that's it. I have to keep enjoying myself. And Sydney's in hard lockdown still. I see ever since July 15th. I see June 15th. I see June, I see July, August, September, October. I see 4 months lockdown. I see people only allowed out of their house for 1 hour a day. And for essential items and goods, and that's it. I see they're allowed out for 1 hour exercise. Actually, there's all these rules that they're making up. Which they're making masks mandatory. See, it's much more how I feel. And my suburb is one of the 12 LGAs, which is one of the 12 compulsory strict guidelines, rules. And yeah, I wish you at least I'm with my dad, I'm not gonna lie. I'm with my dad, so do what you want. So anyway, see that no matter what, I'm learning how to do much greater for myself. I'm learning to help myself grow. That's how I feel. I feel that no matter what I'm doing throughout life, that I'm helping myself to have a great time. So what I want to do is grow myself differently. I need to do more music production. See, that's all it is. See, it's all I need to do. Much greater works of art. And I feel different. I feel there's a better life than this. Or actually something's coming up which is much better than this. Actually, I feel that no matter what, I feel much more alive. I see how people can commit suicide, but since people are doing much greater as a species, I'm not saying that this world's getting better over time. I'm not saying they're opening up the bottle shop and they're opening up the cigarette tabs so people can get cigarettes and alcohol to self-isolate at home. And yeah, see, alcohol and cigarettes is expensive. And guess what? I'm never broke, but everything's affordable. I say everything is affordable, and just make everything affordable. But I never need cigarettes and alcohol because I cannot afford to be smoking cigarettes and doing drugs. I see, it's much more how it is. I can afford how to be healthy and nothing less. I understand straight away I'm never broke, but I'm holding myself to a greater way of life. I can afford anything. I understand that. I understand, although I never ever want to sacrifice my health for cigarettes and drugs and alcohol. I see, it's just the way it is. I'm learning very quickly about life. So if I go inside the house, see, I'll lay down for a bit. I'll watch Netflix for a bit. and I watch Instagram and I speed read something. See so much more how I feel. I see a little bit that way. So anyway, so what I'm doing now, guys, is I'm learning to have a greater time with myself while I move around a bit. So I'm actually enjoying my life over here. So I'm making sure no matter what, I slept a long time. And why did I sleep for so long? I understand because I feel fatigue. I feel I need to help myself, and that way I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning about helping myself grow in the best kind of way forward, and helping myself to do life much greater. So I'm helping myself to see life. So I'm learning something quickly. I'm helping myself to have that nice and beautiful deal with my life. So it's much more how I feel. I feel different. I feel nice and beautiful. So it's much more how I feel different. So as I go and actually help myself to move forward, I'm looking for better ways to deal with life. I'm understanding that straight away that I need to go and do a better job with myself over here to learn something new and productive to help myself grow, and I need to help my business grow. But no matter what, I'm looking for different ways of improving myself. I'm understanding that my life is different and I'm enjoying my life differently, and I'm showing people my life in a different way. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning very quickly about how boring my life can get, and I'm learning quickly about understanding to interact with the people. And as I interact with people, I'm learning how straight away how people are never too keen on my content, because I post only images on Instagram and I post Serbian stuff on YouTube and stuff like that. So if I post much more happenings that's happening right now with me, to post much more content that's actually growing me in the process, eventually I realize the same results happen. And I realize something. It's much more how I believe that regardless of how much I post in my Instagram stories, I realize it's much more how I get those same results. And I'm learning very quickly about life. So that's the dealing with life. And it's something new, but I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to succumb to a greater way of dealing with life. And I'm learning very quickly about learning my freedom. I'm learning the freedom of art. I'm learning to succumb to a better way of dealing with life. I'm learning to help myself grow. I'm learning to see exactly what I need to do to succeed. So I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to grow myself differently, and I help myself to showcase myself much greater. And that's it. First, you must understand straight away that what I do for a living is I help myself grow in the best kind of way. Because I understand, because it's not about the money for me. First, it's not about how much money you have. First, it's more about how much content you've done to help people. And it's much more how I feel. I feel different. I feel much more alive as well. I'm learning to quickly find myself doing greater, and it's much more how I feel, how I need to go and grow myself differently. But I never want to kill myself. I want to be able to live life to the best of my potential. I find prosperity in what I've done, And that's it. Honestly, it's not how I feel. I feel that no matter what I'm doing, I have that nice and beautiful attitude coming. And I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm learning how to enjoy myself in the process. So every single time I'm looking for better ways to improve myself. So no matter what I do, I'm looking for a greater attitude. I'm looking to help myself to improve. I'm looking to make sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. And that's how I understand straight away how to grow myself differently. So it's definitely about making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about my life differently, and I'm making sure I have more than enough success all the time to succeed. And I'm making sure that I'm always alone in what I do and what I say, as much as I can be. I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to help myself to deal with life much greater. I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly how to help myself to grow. But that's what I do, and what I do is different. I do a different way of life to everybody else. I do something different all the time. I'm moving forward. I'm making sure I have more than enough success every single day to move forward and to move abruptly into a greater way of dealing with life. And I'm learning very quickly about life itself because I have much more to do. I have much more to say as well. And it's much more how it is. I see it's much more how I need to go and be ahead of the content. See, it's much more how I need to grow myself. But as I grow myself, I'm looking for a better way. I'm looking for a better way. I'm looking for better opportunities. I'm looking at myself over here in the mirror. I'm understanding straight away that I have much more success than most people on this planet. And I'm not understanding straight away. I'm learning very quickly about life. I realize nobody has more than me, because I understand we all have Jesus Christ equally. And you must understand straight away how I feel your way through life. I know who I am. I understand straight away how I come back to the word I as I speak. I come back to the word I understand my word I is how it is. And I'm learning very quickly about learning. I see it's much more how I need to actually help myself grow. And as I help myself grow, I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life. But that's how I feel. I feel that no matter what, with my music over here, I'm learning to help myself to do a greater way of life. But if you're scratching your skin or something like that, make sure you massage it. Massage your skin. It's much better to massage your skin rather than scratching it. Because when you massage it, I promise you, in the process you get everything you ever want. In the process of that. Do you understand? And I understand straight away how I feel. See, it's much more how I feel different. See, it's more how I feel different. See, it's much more how I need to help myself grow differently. And you have to understand straight away how you can maneuver your way through life. I understand straight away you can grow yourself differently. And in the best ways forward, you can move yourself. In the best way is moving forward. You can go and grow yourself. I get my second from Pfizer vaccine very soon, and then I move forward with the times, and I make sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about moving on. I'm moving forward, and I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning in the course of language how to actually become much greater for myself. So I'm understanding straight away that I have plenty of time and space over here to make sure that my love and freedom is moving forward, and you guys need to help yourself to deliver content. So you deliver content very differently, and you help yourself to remove any blockages that you may have, and then you enjoy yourself in the process. I promise you, every single day I'm looking for a better way. I'm looking for better ways of dealing with life, and I'm making sure that no matter what, I have that nice and beautiful way of life and the better way of melodies and structures in my life to deal with life itself, to make sure that I'm nice and performing, and to be performing to the best of my ability. I'm learning very quickly about life itself, so I'm actually understanding something. I'm learning how to help myself understand how the dogs scratch itself, and how I do life greater. I see dogs scratch itself on the sand and on the dirt and grass by turning around and rolling over on the grass and sand and dirt, and they scratch themselves on things in terms of fences and bushes and stuff like that, and any kind of wood that they can find. I see it's much more how I feel. I feel much more different. I feel much more alive, and I feel that no matter what, now I'm learning very quickly about going into silence and loving my life differently. I'm always alone to do what I need to do, and because I'm alone, I'm looking at different areas of life. I'm looking to become the best version of myself differently, and that way I'm learning. I have silence, and when you have silence in your life, you can never turn crazy. When you have silence in your life, I promise you, it's much better than ever before. So anyway, I'm looking to help myself to explain something. I'm looking to explain that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life and being alone, and how I need to grow myself differently to make sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm learning to help myself move forward in the brick of dawn and the best ways of life. So making sure you understand straight away that I'm enjoying myself in the process of life. I'm looking to entertain myself. I'm looking to make sure I'm learning very quickly. I'm learning how to open up with a greater attitude, and that way I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm helping myself in the process to relieve myself of a greater way, to do a greater way of life. I have to understand straight away to be able to grow myself differently is the best way, and it's the best way forward for me personally. I understand straight away how I feel in terms of life moving forward, So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about going to silence, and once I go into silence, I just listen to silence, and that gets me going. I promise you anyway, I promise you it's not sure how I feel. I need to feel more passionate about my vibe. I need to have a more passionate vibe with myself to deliver content much more greater, to understand something about life much more, to do better. I see for myself over here, I'm looking to help myself grow, and it's just how life is getting more easy throughout life to live, because no matter what, you have to understand straight away that you have to come, and you guys have to understand that you have to become better. And as you become better, you have to go and really, really focus upon helping yourself to deliver content that's much greater for you, so you can understand straight away how you need to help yourself to deliver content in a better way, and that way you're learning very quickly about life. So what I'm doing over here is I'm learning very quickly about opening up to myself over here to help myself grow, and I need to be able to always help myself to do that for myself. I need to help myself to make sure that no matter what, that I'm looking for better ideas. And since I'm looking for better ideas, I'm understanding straight away that life is different and life is a challenge. And you need to overcome challenges, so you have to understand straight away that no matter what, that I'm looking for better ways to understand something. I'm looking for better ways to understand something, that the more words I talk in life, the better. And I understand straight away how I feel about uploading everything online these days. And I'm understanding straight away that I'm learning very quickly about love and laughter and keeping my YouTube an occupation. I'm understanding straight away how to grow myself and grow thyself always in different ways, and I'm looking to help myself to grow in the best kind of ways forward. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning very quickly how to help myself. So every single time I'm learning how to make sure I have more than enough success. So no matter what, I'm looking for better ideas, and it's not sure how I feel. I feel that you guys need to read something as well. You need to be able to read something and even go for a walk somewhere and dwell upon life much greater, and dwell upon helping yourself to grow life and grow forward. Yeah, I mean, that's what you guys need to do. So no matter what, I want to make sure I can go and deliver content while also being able to read something is nice and beautiful for me, and I learn to help myself grow in the best content and the best way forward, and I learn to help myself to do better.